Welcome. Today we're going to dive into the hidden world of your body's cells. We're going to find out how they eat, drink, and even breathe to keep you alive and kicking. So let's get right into it. So let's start with a really big question. Your entire body is made of trillions of tiny living cells. But have you ever stopped to wonder how they actually, survive? How do they get food and water? And what do they do with all their trash? It's a huge puzzle, and it's happening inside you this very second.
To solve this puzzle, we first have to understand the basic problem that every single one of your cells is up against every moment of the day.
Just like us, a cell has a never-ending to-do list. It's got to bring in the good stuff, like nutrients for energy, and of course, water. And just as important, it's got to kick out the bad stuff, like waste products that would otherwise build up and become toxic.
So how in the world does a cell manage all this traffic, right? How does it control what comes in and what goes out? Well, the answer is pretty cool. It's a surprisingly smart security system.
You see, every cell is surrounded by something called a plasma membrane. The best way to think of it is as the cell's own personal bouncer, or maybe a smart gate. Its entire job is to be the gatekeeper, making all the decisions about who gets in and who gets kicked out. And this membrane has a superpower. It's called semi-permeable. Now that's a big science word, but it just means something really simple. The gate is super picky. It lets all the helpful things pass right through, but blocks anything that might cause trouble.
So, you might be thinking the cell has to work really hard to do all this. But here's the amazing part. The most important movements happen automatically. It's called passive transport. And passive means exactly what it sounds like. The cell doesn't use any energy at all. It all happens for free.
Okay, let's look at the first type of passive transport. And I can basically guarantee you've already experienced this one today, probably within the last hour. It's called diffusion.
Diffusion is really just the natural way things spread out. See, molecules don't like being all crowded together. So whenever you have a lot of something in one place, we call that a high concentration, it will naturally start moving to an area where there's less of it, a low concentration. They just want to find some space.
Think about it this way. If someone sprays perfume in one corner of a room, that corner now has a super high concentration of perfume molecules. But the smell doesn't stay there, right? No way. The molecules diffuse, spreading out from that crowded corner until the entire room smells like perfume. They just keep spreading until they're all spaced out evenly.
And your body uses this exact same trick all the time. When you take a breath, your lungs fill up with oxygen. That's a high concentration. Your blood, on the other hand, has less oxygen. So the oxygen automatically diffuses from your lungs straight into your blood. No energy required. It's literally how you breathe.
Okay, so that's diffusion. Now let's look at a really special type of diffusion. It's incredibly important and it follows one very simple, very strict rule.
This special process is called osmosis. It works just like diffusion. Stuff moves from a high concentration to a low concentration, but it has one strict rule. Osmosis is for water, and only for water, moving across that picky, semi-permeable gate.
So here's the easiest way to keep it straight. Diffusion can move almost any kind of molecule. Oxygen, perfume, nutrients, you name it. But osmosis, that's a special water-only club. If it's water moving across a membrane, you're looking at osmosis.
And this is absolutely essential for life on our planet. I mean, how do plants drink water from the ground? Osmosis. The soil has tons of water, a high concentration, and the plant's roots have less, so water naturally moves from the soil right into the roots, giving that plant exactly what it needs to live.
Okay, so we've got diffusion for all sorts of molecules, and osmosis just for water. But why does knowing this actually matter for you and the cells whizzing around inside your body? Let's put it simply. Without diffusion and osmosis, your cells would starve and then get poisoned by their own garbage. These processes are the delivery service and the trash disposal service for every cell you have, and they are working non-stop to keep you healthy.
And this really shows you why balance is so important. If you put one of your cells in pure water, there's way more water outside than inside, so water rushes in. The cell swells up like a water balloon and can actually burst. But in really salty water, the opposite happens. Water rushes out, and the poor cell just shrivels up.
All right, let's put it all together one last time. The most important thing to remember is that both are passive. Zero energy needed from the cell. The two big differences? Diffusion moves any kind of molecule and can happen anywhere. But osmosis, that's just for water, and it always needs that special membrane to happen.
If there's one number to take away from all this, it's 0. That is how much energy your cells spend to get oxygen, get rid of waste, and stay hydrated. It's all free, it's all automatic, it's one of nature's most brilliant and efficient systems.
So, I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. We've seen just how crucial that smart, picky gate is for keeping everything in balance. So what do you think would happen to a cell if its plasma membrane just broke? If it stopped being a bouncer and just let absolutely everything rush in and out?